My name is Nick Brown. I was general counsel for Governor Inslee during his first term. My first day in the job, I had a binder, a 3-ring binder, that my predecessor, Governor Gregoire's general counsel, had left for me, and it was a list of all the issues that she thought were going to come up in the first year or so. There was a description of a case that she anticipated would be nearing the end of its appeals and was due to be executed. So we were thinking within the first year or early on. And it was just really like, holy crap moment of, I'm gonna have to talk to my team about whether we're gonna oversee an execution. And I remember like the governor was very thoughtful. I think he took it really seriously from the beginning about the gravity of he might have an execution on his watch. And so from February of 2013 through the rest of that year, I spent a lot of time traveling across the state, talking to stakeholders, visiting the state penitentiary, working with the Department of Corrections to understand the process, talking to victims, advocates.
Following this review and in accordance with state law, I have decided to impose a moratorium on executions while I am governor of the state of Washington. Equal justice under law is the primary responsibility of our state. And in death penalty cases, I am not convinced equal justice is being served. The use of the death penalty in this state is unequally applied, sometimes dependent on the size of the county's budget involved where the crime occurred. Let me acknowledge that there are many good protections built into the Washington state's death penalty law. But there have been too many doubts raised about capital punishment. There are too many flaws in this system today. And when the ultimate decision is death, there is too much at stake to accept an imperfect system.
You'll never convince me that racial bias doesn't influence the decision of who gets a death penalty and who doesn't. Hard to explain just how many staff it takes and how many hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of staff time to prepare for an execution and carry it out. The impact of an execution, of killing another human being, has a ripple effect throughout the department. It isn't just the folks at the penitentiary.
In 2014, Governor Jay Inslee announced a moratorium on the capital punishment, which was followed by efforts to abolish it altogether. By 2018, the Washington State Supreme Court ruled the death penalty statute unconstitutional due to racial bias. In April 2023, Governor Inslee signed Senate Bill 5087, formally abolishing capital punishment in the state of Washington.
This year marks the 10th anniversary of my issuance of a moratorium ending the death penalty in the state of Washington. And we believe it is appropriate to note on that 10th anniversary the significance of this decision that the state has made now on a final basis with the final closure of the execution chamber itself.
You know, the governor could have been very safe around the death penalty, or status quo at least. And the fact that he ultimately put a moratorium on it really just was courageous, which I'm forever proud of as something that changed the arc of justice.